If you're tired of finishing in the bathroom only to feel like your bladder still isn't completely empty, if you're frustrated by that annoying urine dribble after you've already zipped up, or if you've noticed your erections aren't as strong or consistent as they used to be, then tonight's routine is something you're going to want to pay close attention to. These issues are incredibly common, but they aren't something you should simply accept as a normal part of getting older. In many cases, small changes to your evening routine can make a meaningful difference. And yes, you probably noticed me struggling just a little while putting on my socks. Now, if you're sitting at home watching this and putting on your socks means leaning against a wall, sitting on the edge of the bed, or even lowering yourself onto the floor because your hips just don't move the way they used to, that's an important sign your body is trying to give you. Limited hip mobility isn't just about flexibility. It often points to deeper muscle tightness that can influence how well your body functions in areas you may not even realize. Here's why that matters. When your hips lose mobility, the muscles surrounding them usually become excessively tight. That includes your adductors, your quadriceps, your glutes, and perhaps most importantly, the muscles of your pelvic floor. Instead of relaxing and coordinating properly, these muscles stay overactive and tense throughout the day. That constant tension can interfere with normal bladder emptying, contribute to post-void dribbling, and even reduce blood flow and muscle coordination needed for healthy erectile function. The good news is that this is exactly why I want you to try a simple 3-step nighttime routine. The first step begins before you even get into bed. I recommend considering magnesium glycinate as part of your evening routine. You can find it at most supplement stores or order it online. Magnesium glycinate is a form of magnesium that's attached to the amino acid glycine, making it gentle on the stomach while also helping the body relax naturally. For many people, this supplement supports deeper, more restorative sleep, helps lower stress and anxiety levels, and encourages better muscle recovery overnight. If your pelvic floor and hip muscles spend the entire day tight and overworked, giving them the opportunity to finally relax while you sleep can be incredibly valuable. Once you've taken your magnesium glycinate, it's time for the second step. Take those extra throw pillows off the bed, get comfortable, and we're going to perform 3 simple stretches without ever needing to step onto a yoga mat. You might be wondering, Eric, why are we stretching in bed instead of on the floor? Because let's be honest, after a long day of work, the last thing most men feel like doing is rolling out a mat or crawling around on the carpet. You probably want to relax, spend time with your partner, or watch an episode of your favorite show before falling asleep. So instead of creating another task you'll eventually skip, I want to make this routine as easy and realistic as possible. Consistency always beats perfection. The easier something is to do, the more likely you are to keep doing it. For the first stretch, position a pillow comfortably behind your back so you're supported. Bring one knee toward your chest, then slowly allow that knee to drift outward toward the side of your body. From there, gently pull the knee slightly higher until you begin to notice a comfortable stretch through the groin and inner thigh. This stretch is targeting your adductor muscles. Hold this position for about 30 seconds while breathing slowly and naturally. You should never feel sharp pain. Instead, you should notice a firm but comfortable pulling sensation along the inside of the thigh and into the groin. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Don't hold your breath. Allow your body to gradually release tension with every slow exhale. After 30 seconds, switch to the opposite side and repeat the exact same movement. Bring the knee toward the chest, let it fall outward, gently lift it until you feel the stretch, then simply breathe. There's no need to force your body into a deeper position. The goal isn't flexibility for the sake of flexibility. The goal is teaching these overactive muscles that it's finally safe to relax. By giving your adductors and pelvic floor permission to release that built-up tension before you go to sleep, you're preparing your body for better movement, better recovery, and ultimately, better bladder function. It's a simple exercise, but when performed consistently, it lays the foundation for everything else we're going to build on in this nightly routine. Now let's move on to the second stretch, and this is one of my favorites because it feels great after a long day of sitting. I like to call it stirring the pot. It looks simple, but don't let that fool you. This movement gently opens the hips, loosens the groin, and encourages the pelvic floor to move through a comfortable range instead of staying tight and guarded. Start by lying comfortably on your back. Reach forward and hold both of your knees with your hands. From here, gently draw your knees toward your chest. Once they're close, slowly guide them outward, creating a wide circular motion, and then bring them back to the starting position. Imagine you're making slow, controlled circles with your knees. There's no need to rush. Move smoothly. Let your hips do the work. Bring the knees in, open them out, and circle them back. That's one repetition. We're aiming for 15 slow circles. As you continue moving, you'll probably notice that your hips begin to loosen a little more with each repetition. That's completely normal. If you've spent most of your day sitting at a desk, driving, or working in one position for hours, your hips are almost certainly going to feel stiff at first. And that stiffness matters more than most people realize. When the muscles surrounding the hips and pelvic floor stay tight all day, they don't always relax properly when it's time to empty your bladder. That's one reason many men finish urinating but still have a small amount of urine left behind. Then, a few moments later, that leftover urine leaks out into your underwear. It's frustrating, it's embarrassing, and many men assume it's simply something they have to live with. The reality is that improving muscle mobility and learning how to relax these muscles can often make a noticeable difference. There's another simple habit I encourage almost every man to practice, and it's called double voiding. Double voiding means you don't rush out of the bathroom the moment the urine stream stops. Instead, after you finish the first time, stay relaxed for another few seconds. Take one slow, deep breath. Let your shoulders soften. Allow your pelvic floor to relax instead of tightening. Then, try urinating one more time. Many men are surprised by how much additional urine they're able to empty during that second attempt. It's a simple strategy. It takes less than a minute. Yet, it can significantly reduce that annoying urine dribble that happens after you've already left the bathroom. Think about how most of us use the restroom. We're busy. We're distracted. We rush in, rush out, and immediately move on to the next task. But your bladder works best when you actually give your pelvic floor enough time to relax instead of forcing the process. That's why combining double voiding with these mobility exercises makes so much sense. As you continue the stir the pot movement, you'll likely notice your circles becoming larger and smoother. That's a good sign. It means the hip joint is warming up and the surrounding muscles are beginning to let go of some of that built-up tension. Don't force the movement. Let your body gradually open up. Controlled motion will always produce better results than aggressive stretching. Complete all 15 repetitions at a pace that feels comfortable for you. By the time you're done, your hips should feel noticeably lighter, your groin should feel less restricted, and your pelvic floor should already be starting to relax as you transition into your nighttime routine. Now we're ready for the third stretch, and honestly, it's one of the movements I recommend most often because it targets an area many men completely overlook. But before we jump into it, I want to take just a moment to thank those of you who've been following along with these videos. If you've watched more than one of my videos, you've probably heard me mention what I call our gentleman's agreement. The response from this community has honestly been incredible. Over the past few days alone, thousands of men from all around the world have joined in, left supportive comments, shared their experiences, and reminded one another that they're not facing these health challenges alone. That means more than you probably realize. My mission has always been simple. I want to help as many men as possible understand their bodies, improve their health, and regain confidence without unnecessary fear or embarrassment. The best way we continue reaching more men is through your support. So if you've found value in these videos, take a second to subscribe to the channel. Think of it as our virtual handshake, your way of saying you're committed to learning, improving, and becoming part of a community that genuinely supports men's health. And once you've subscribed, leave gentleman's agreement down in the comments. I read those comments every single day, and I truly enjoy welcoming new members into this growing community. Your support allows these educational videos to reach men who may be struggling quietly, wondering if anyone else understands what they're experiencing. Together, we can make sure they realize they're not alone. Now, let's get into the third and final stretch of this bedtime routine, and it's one that almost every man can benefit from. This is the Cobra stretch. It looks simple, but it's incredibly effective for opening the front of the body, reducing tension through the abdomen, and helping the muscles connected to your pelvis relax before you go to sleep. Start by lying face down on your mattress with your legs extended comfortably behind you. Place your hands beside your shoulders, just like you're preparing to do a push-up. From here, slowly press your upper body upward while keeping your hips in contact with the mattress. As you rise, lift your eyes gently toward the ceiling. Remember to keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Take a slow inhale as you press upward, then exhale as you return back down with control. Now repeat the movement. Think of it as a modified push-up where the movement comes through your spine while your hips stay relaxed against the bed. As you reach the top, you should begin to feel a comfortable stretch through the front of your abdomen and deep into your lower core. There's a reason this stretch feels so good. Your abdominal muscles attach directly to the front of your pelvis, specifically around the pubic bone. If you've spent most of the day sitting in a chair, driving, or working at a desk, those muscles gradually shorten and become tight. Over time, that tightness can influence the position of the pelvis and increase unnecessary tension throughout the pelvic floor. Everything in the body works together. When one area becomes stiff, another area often has to compensate. That's exactly why improving mobility isn't just about feeling more flexible. It's about allowing the muscles surrounding your bladder and pelvic floor to work the way they're designed to. Continue moving slowly through 10 repetitions. Each time you press upward, don't force yourself higher than your body comfortably allows. Instead, let your range of motion improve naturally as the muscles begin to warm up. With each repetition, you may notice that you're able to lift a little farther without discomfort. That's exactly what we're looking for. No sharp pain, no bouncing, just smooth, controlled movement and steady breathing. Once you've completed all 10 repetitions, your body should feel noticeably more relaxed through the hips, abdomen, and lower back. At that point, you've earned the best part of the routine. Roll over. Grab the TV remote. Turn on your favorite Netflix show, read a book, or simply allow yourself to wind down before going to sleep. Let's quickly put this entire nighttime routine together. Step 1 is magnesium glycinate. If it's appropriate for you, it's a supplement worth considering because it may help support better sleep quality, reduce stress, encourage muscle relaxation, and improve overnight recovery. Those benefits can be especially valuable if your pelvic floor and surrounding muscles tend to stay tight throughout the day. Step 2 is completing your stretching routine right in bed. The reason I designed it this way is simple. The easier a routine is, the more likely you'll actually stick with it. Most of us aren't excited about getting down on the floor after a busy day, so removing that barrier makes it much easier to stay consistent night after night. Now we come to the third and final piece of this routine, and in many ways, it may be the most important. You need to establish a consistent bedtime. As men move through different stages of life, responsibilities naturally increase, work becomes more demanding, family commitments grow. There always seems to be something else that needs your attention. Unfortunately, sleep is often the first thing we sacrifice. I hear it all the time. I'm fine on 5 hours. I don't need much sleep. I've always been able to function without it. The problem is that simply getting through the day isn't the same as allowing your body to recover properly. Modern research continues to show just how essential quality sleep is for hormone production, muscle recovery, tissue repair, nervous system health, and overall physical performance. Your body performs many of its most important recovery processes while you're asleep. That's why I encourage every man to make sleep a priority instead of treating it like an afterthought. For most adults, 6 hours should be viewed as the absolute minimum, not the goal. Many people will actually need even more to function and recover at their best. The first step toward improving your sleep isn't complicated. Choose a bedtime. Stick to it as consistently as possible. When your body begins following a predictable sleep schedule, it becomes much easier to fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up feeling rested. And when your sleep improves, your muscles recover better, your stress levels become easier to manage, and your entire body, including your pelvic floor, has a better opportunity to function the way it's supposed to. Now, I also understand that many of you watching are dealing with situations that go well beyond general advice. Every man's body is different. Your medical history, your symptoms, your daily habits, and your overall health all play a role in what you're experiencing. That's why, in a YouTube video like this, I can only provide broad educational guidance. It simply isn't possible to give personalized recommendations that are specific to your individual situation through a video alone. If you're someone who feels you need more one-on-one support, I'd love the opportunity to help you further. That's exactly why I offer free 15-minute Zoom consultations. During that call, you'll speak directly with me from the comfort of your own home. There's no need to travel, sit in a waiting room, or rearrange your entire day just to ask questions. We'll connect over Zoom, you'll have the chance to explain your current health concerns, and together, we'll discuss what you're experiencing. From there, I can determine whether a more in-depth 1-hour assessment would be appropriate or whether my one-on-one coaching program would be the right fit for your goals. My coaching is designed for men who want structured guidance, accountability, and a clear plan to help improve these issues as efficiently as possible. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you'll find the booking link down below. In addition to personal coaching, I've also created an 8-week pelvic floor strengthening program specifically for men. One of the biggest challenges I hear from men is that they simply don't know which pelvic floor exercises they should be doing, how many repetitions are appropriate, how many sets they should complete, or even whether they're performing the exercises correctly. That's exactly why I developed this program. It's designed to remove the guesswork. You can download it directly to your phone, tablet, or computer, and if you prefer working from paper, you can print it out as well. Every single day is clearly laid out for you. You'll know exactly which pelvic floor exercises to perform, how many repetitions to complete, how many sets to do, what body position to use, and even the best time of day to perform them. Having a structured plan makes it much easier to stay consistent. Instead of wondering what to do next, you simply follow the program step by step and focus on building healthy habits over time. Along with the coaching options, I also have several additional educational resources and programs available. If you'd like to learn more, you'll find all of those linked in the description below. I truly appreciate every one of you who's chosen to be part of this journey. If you're committed to improving your health, and especially your men's health, you're in exactly the right place. These are conversations that many men avoid because they feel embarrassed or uncomfortable discussing topics like erectile dysfunction, urine dribbling, incomplete bladder emptying, pelvic floor dysfunction, or prostate health. But the reality is that these concerns are far more common than most people realize. The more openly we talk about them, the easier it becomes for men to seek help and start making positive changes. I'd also love to hear directly from you. Let me know down in the comments what topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. I read as many comments as I possibly can, and I genuinely do my best to reply whenever I have the opportunity. Your questions, your experiences, and your feedback help shape the content I create, ensuring these videos continue addressing the issues that matter most to this community. The goal has always been simple: to provide practical, easy-to-understand education that helps men feel more confident about taking care of their health. And that's exactly what we'll continue doing together. Before we finish, I want to speak directly to those of you who may be watching this video while currently dealing with one of these challenges. Maybe you've been struggling with erectile dysfunction. Maybe you're frustrated by urine dribbling that happens after you finish using the bathroom. Maybe you feel like your bladder isn't completely empty, or you've started noticing changes in your prostate health, your confidence, or your overall performance. I want you to know that these experiences can feel extremely personal, and for many men, they can become a source of stress, embarrassment, and frustration. But I also want you to remember something important. No matter what you're currently experiencing, there are always steps you can take to improve your situation. Sometimes, the biggest changes begin with the smallest daily habits. It might be improving your sleep routine. It might be taking a few minutes each night to work on your mobility. It might be learning how to properly relax and strengthen your pelvic floor muscles. It might be simply becoming more aware of what your body is telling you instead of ignoring the signs and hoping they disappear. Your health is not determined by one symptom or one difficult period in your life. Your body is adaptable. Your muscles can become stronger. Your movement can improve. Your habits can change. And when you consistently give your body the support it needs, you create the best possible environment for improvement. Now, I do want to make something very clear. The information shared in this video is educational only. It is not medical advice, and it should never replace professional medical evaluation, diagnosis, or treatment. Every person is different, and if you are experiencing ongoing symptoms, pain, sudden changes, or concerns about your health, it's always important to speak with a qualified healthcare professional who can properly assess your individual situation. My goal with these videos is not to promise a quick fix or suggest that one routine can solve every problem. The goal is to give you practical information, help you better understand your body, and hopefully inspire you to take action in small but meaningful ways. Because the truth is, many men wait until a problem becomes severe before they finally start paying attention. They ignore the early warning signs. They tell themselves it's just aging. They assume there's nothing they can do. But your body is constantly giving you feedback, and learning how to listen to that feedback is one of the most important things you can do for your long-term health. A few minutes of movement each night may seem simple. Creating a consistent bedtime may seem basic. Taking care of your muscles and improving your mobility may not feel like a major transformation overnight, but health is built through consistency. Small actions repeated every day create powerful results over time. So if you take anything away from today's video, let it be this. Start with one small change. Focus on one habit. Give your body the attention it deserves. You don't have to completely change your life in one day. You simply have to begin. For those of you who have been following this channel, thank you. Thank you for trusting me, for sharing your experiences, and for being part of a community that is focused on improving men's health through education and practical solutions. Every comment, every message, and every person who chooses to take better care of themselves reminds me why I continue making these videos. And if this information helped you today, make sure you subscribe, share this video with another man who may benefit from it, and leave a comment letting me know what topic you'd like me to cover next. Because there are millions of men out there silently dealing with these same concerns, and sometimes the first step toward improvement is simply realizing that you're not alone. Remember, progress takes time. Be patient with yourself, stay consistent, keep learning about your body, and regardless of where you're starting from, keep moving forward. I'll see you in the next video.